Hey Angel Hug. Yeah, I'm just getting my chat up on my on my phone. Right, there we go. All right, so this is STC10, as everyone knows because it's in the title. And this is the last playday of the group stages, and this is between SOAR and VSP. And now this is probably the most interesting match that's actually on this weekend because VSP are only on 3 points in the group. They beat FSR 3-0, but then they lost to IGN 0-3. So it's a situation where VSP need to win 3-0 because SOAR are actually on 6 points. Like, they beat IGN 3-0, and they also beat FSR 3-0 as well. And IGN have actually gotten a default win over FSR, so IGN are also on 6 points. So it's a situation where VSP know they need to win 3-0 just to stay in the group. Like, we don't know what's going to happen after that, because no one's done the maths yet, but to put it in perspective for you guys, if there's any score other than 3-0, SOAR win the group and IGN come second. VSP need to win 3-0 for there to be a different situation. So yeah. It's a situation where, yeah, VSP need to win 3-0 and that's it. So any other result, and any other result is in, like, if VSP won 2-1, if SOAR won 2-1 or 3-0, then SOAR would win the group, because SOAR would have obtained at least a map point, and with them being already on 6 points, if they go above 6 points, obviously no one can beat them then in the group, so that's the situation for you guys. I hope I've explained it a bit, but obviously if VSP do win 3-0, then this will get a whole lot more complicated, and there's going to be a lot of maths to be done to determine who's actually going to advance in first and second, because VSP, SOAR and IGN would all be on 6 points in that case, and it'll be a very interesting situation. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. VSP, the pressure's on for them. They need to win 3-0. SOAR, the pressure's on as well, because they need to win at least a map point, really. No, that's not true, Angel Hard, because if SOAR win a map, then they'll take first place anyway, because they're already on 6 points. But yeah, that's true. If VSP were to win 3-0, then VSP would need to concede less than 3 round points to advance in first. So they would need to, like, lose less than 3 rounds over the whole 3 maps, which I don't see happening. So it's probably a case where IGN would likely come first, just because they've got really good round difference. If, like, VSP won 3-0, and then probably VSP would actually come second, and then SOAR would probably actually drop out, which would be really interesting. But it's very likely that SOAR are going to win this group now, unless VSP really turn up. Which is, you know, it's not impossible, but VSP are missing some big players. Shark is obviously a big, you know, that's a big guy to be missing in this situation. Shark has arguably been their best player so far, excluding Sander, of course, but against IGN, Shark was definitely their best player, and without him, it's going to be a bit tougher. But they have got Sander this time. Like, against IGN, they didn't have Sander, and that was obviously also a big, you know, it's a big player to be missing. So we'll see what happens. Oh, bit of lag. Okay, so yeah, but the problem is that you can't say VSP are going to win 3-0. You honestly can't say that. Like, anything can happen. Like, honestly, considering Cappuccino and Kimmy are both pretty well trained for this, like, somehow I've still got a deadie here. I played this on Sunday night and I've still got a deadie. It's pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, yeah, because obviously SOAR just need a map point. Like, that's the key. If SOAR win a map, then they win the group. Well, obviously, like I said, yeah, it's all on VSP really. VSP really need to turn up today. I think that's pretty obvious. They do have Yannex as well, who's obviously a very good player, who won the True Talent Cup as well. So, like, it's possible for them to do this, 100%. And they need to do it. They need to win the multi-lap as well. So they've trained the multi-lap. You can see Sanders got the top Deddy on the multi-lap, which is also a good indication of where VSP are on here. Like, Sanders, the kind of player that could play very well in, like, you know, endurance kind of, you know, situations, because as a TMU player, a lot of cups in TMU are actually endurance based. The Copper Millions Cup, for example, the Coppers Millions Cup, like one of the most popular TMU cups was always an endurance cup. So Sanders should be okay with this. Like, I imagine he should be more comfortable than most players in the situation of a multi-lap. Yannex and other players are also, you know, I imagine some of the VSP players, especially like maybe Kimmy as well, if Kimmy's playing here, or maybe some of the French players here have played mod laps in the past, which was a Trackmania Nations Forever laps championship that French played. Like, it was like a tech maps like this. In fact, this is very similar to what a mod laps track would have been like 6-7 laps, and you just, you know, keep going round. It's like about 30-35 seconds a lap, like. And obviously, Sabre being a French team, I presume a lot of their players would have participated in those in the past. But regardless, we're just kind of waiting for this to start. I don't know if it's starting on the multi-lap. I don't know which map it's starting on. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. Unfortunately. Oh, so we're starting on the multi-lap, right? Okay. So we're starting on the multi-lap. So in the multi-lap, this one in particular, it's seven laps each round, and then it's going to be the first team to 3 points. So it's the usual standard setup in terms of points. First place, you know, gets 10 for your team. Second gets 9 for your team, and then it's like the collective point total, which is whichever is higher of the two actual teams overall between all their 5 players apiece, you know, would win the round. So yeah, that's how it's going to work for this. And there's going to be first to 3 of those points. So the least amount of rounds you're going to see is 3 rounds of 7 laps each round around the track. So it does get a bit. It is very. It's a good test of endurance, especially if it went to a 5th round, because obviously the least amount of rounds you're going to have is 3, and the max you can have is 5, because, you know, it can come to a 2-2 situation, and in that case it would be, you know, winner takes all for that map. So are they actually starting? It looks like they are. Yeah, they're starting. Right. Okay. So we're getting underway. This is the multi-lap, and you've got to consider that this isn't a test of just pure speed between laps. This is a test of whoever makes the least mistakes, almost. I think we're live, but Luffy's just joined as a player. He should go back. What's happened here? Yeah, we're stopping. So Saul actually didn't know who to play. It looks like that Rizbo wasn't going to play, and now he is, but now Luffy's here. So it's pretty interesting. That's an interesting one. He's not said anything in the chat. That's just confusing things. Like, if you come in late, you should say something in the chat. Like, honestly, because now people are a bit confused. I don't know. Okay, so they're talking to Luffy, but Luffy's not responding. Here we go, he's finally going to type. Right, we're going to clarify the situation. Okay, so he needs one warm-up, okay. So we're going to have a last warm-up because Luffy just joined. It looks like who actually dropped out? It's like Kimmy dropped out, maybe? I'm not sure. Either way. For Saul, we're going to have Mike, Salmon, Cappuccino, Rizbo and Luffy, and for very short players we'll have Sander, we'll have, is that Worsher, I guess, as opposed to Sirs. I think Sirs just in his name. It's going to be, well, it's going to be Shaddy, or Shadow, Edward, Sander, Yannex, and Versha. Oh no, it's Sirs. Okay, I'll just say Sirs. I'm just gonna say Sirs. So Yannick, Sansers, Edward and Shaddy, and for Saw, Sex Alcohol Weed, we will have Salmon, Cappuccino, Mike, Luffy and Risbo. So no Kimmy for Saw, that's obviously the first thing to point out. So as much how is the match going, it's not started yet. So, yeah, as I've said multiple times already, VSP needs to win 3-0. Any other situation occurs and Saw will top the group. If VSP win 3-0 and Saw take between 3 and 11 map points between the 3 maps, then IGN will come top. If VSP won somehow 7-0, 7-0, 3-0, then VSP would come top of the group, and in either of those cases Saw would drop out in 3rd place. If Saw took more than 11 points, then I think Saw would still top the group. IGN would come 2nd, and VSP would still go out. So IGN, it's not just a case of VSP needing to win 3-0. It's a case that VSP needs to win 3-0 and need to do it convincingly. So, they're the situations. They're very confusing. I'll talk about them more as the game goes on. There's more of them are ruled out. If that makes sense to you guys. But basically, it's a situation, if I'm going to break it down for you in layman's terms, any of the 3 teams can come 1st place. And it's all really on VSP. And it's all, the onus is on them to win 3-0 pretty much. That's all they can do now to keep themselves alive in STC. IGN are just spectating, and Saw are going to obviously try and do their best to rain on VSP's parade, and that, if not take a map, at least, then, you know, take a lot of map points over the 3 maps. So, that's pretty much what we've got. It's a very interesting situation. I don't think this situation has occurred in any of the STC groups. Especially since VSP are actually the seeded team in the group. And the fact that they're actually having to win 3-0 just to keep themselves alive is a very interesting prospect for, you know, the top seeded team in the group. But, you know, that's how it is. They've put themselves in that situation, and now they're going to have to get themselves out of it. And the only way they can do that is, as I've said, win 3-0. Nothing else to it. For them. That's what they need to focus on. Leave the maths for later. Play Trackmania now. You know, like, to the best of your ability. And see what happens afterwards. We're still waiting for this to end. They're playing the full warm-up, which is a bit tedious, but that's fine. It's always good that the players are indeed warmed up. You don't really want players not to be on their game. So Yannick looks pretty well trained here. Obviously Sander is well trained, he's got the top daddy. Yannick is actually about to beat his own PB. He's about to do a nice time, actually. This will be one of the top daddies, I imagine. Yeah, top 4 daddy, yep. Okay. So VSP look like they've got a point to prove. I mean, they're missing Shark, so obviously you're looking at Yannick and Sander to really step up for them. And be the 2 leading lights if they want to actually ever progress from this group. So we're finally restarting. GLHFs are being exchanged between the teams, and the most crucial match of STC so far overall, probably, like, in any division, because this is crunch time. You lose this one, you're probably going home. You're probably not playing in the playoffs in 2 weeks' time. That's just how it is. Okay, so we'll follow Sander as a start. We'll get the name tags on. And this is going to be endurance. We'll flick between players as we go. I don't actually have hotkeys set up to tab between players, but as I said, to keep in note is as a player's spread, you're just going to have to note like how well each team's performing in terms of who they've got at the front. So right now, Cappuccino's already crashed, and indeed, 4 of the VSP players are already look like they're getting away from the Saw players. So Yannex, Shaddy, Sirs, and Sander are all in the front. Although I say that Shaddy's crashed, so it's just top 3 now. They're all from VSP, and Sander's got the experience to know that he can do this consistently. He's just one of those players. Yannick's has obviously proven himself in recent times by, you know, he won the TTC recently, 2 or 3 editions ago now. Sirs has always been a very good player. If that's the same Sirs that was formerly of Flying Dragons. Edward and Shadi have always been, you know, solid Polish players. Well, Edward is more of a newcomer, but Shadi's been around for a long time. He's always been a very... this is the first map. So, as you can see, right now in this round, there's not too much to talk about because the Saw players are really struggling to get any kind of traction. I mean, you can see Shadi and Edward have both made mistakes with VSP, but as you can see, Sanders still at the front. He's still on a very good time. He's less than 0.6 off his own top daddy. You know, halfway through, or just over halfway through the total laps. Yannick's isn't far behind him. They're both pretty much at a similar pace. And Sirs is not far behind those either, so it's looking very good for VSP. Hello everyone. This is looking good for VSP in the first round of the match. Sanders looking good. Yannick's is looking good as well. They're both pretty much on top of each other fighting for first place right now with 3 more laps to come. The 5th, 6th and 7th lap. All yet to come. Cappuccino's fighting his way back into the race. Although he did make that mistake in the first lap that's really put him back quite significantly. He lost most of the time that he has lost in that. Just in that. It was at this turn right here. Yannick has actually clipped the wall, but he hasn't lost too much speed by the looks of it. He's just fallen behind Sander, but he's got Sirs to back him up. He does hit the Ramstein, but he does control the car. So he's still looking good. Sander's still looking very good at the front, as you can imagine. It is Sander. Meanwhile, the Saw players, you know, Cappuccino is trying to fight back into the race, but all in all, Rizbo and Salman aren't really threatening. They're still towards the bottom, and indeed, Luffy and Mike are right at the bottom. They're last. Mike's even further behind. But right now, it's all VSP in this round, at least. It would take something quite miraculous for that, you know, not to be the case at this point. With Sand, Yannick, and Sirs all at the front as the top 3 players. 4 very short players with Cappuccino. Rizbo's fought his way into 5th place, so he's overtaken Edward and Shadi, but that's still nowhere near enough, unfortunately. This will definitely be a VSP round, I'd imagine at this point. This is the final lap, so... With coming into the finish, it's going to be Sand and Yannick to top the table. Sand does actually win by 100th of a second over Yannick. They've both done good times there. 3:25 mids seem very good times. And that was a very clean VSP round, I would say, you know. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th and 7th, you know. Cappuccino tried to fight his way back into the proceedings, but he was already too far behind after the first lap, so... 1-0 to VSP, and that's the start they were looking for, because they need to win 3-0. So... ideal start for them. Going into the second lap, let's see if anyone's made any really early mistakes. Not really. Looking for Mike and Luffy because okay, Luffy's made a small mistake and Shadi's actually really clipped the wall, so he's going to fall all the way to the back. But the rest of the proceedings, Yannick is right at the front right now. He's had a flying start. Cappuccino's not actually made the same mistake that he did at the start, so hopefully he can, for Saul's sake, he can disrupt the top 3. But right now it's the same 3 players at the front. Well, Sanders actually had to release gas a bit, so he's actually fallen behind Cappuccino. But you have Yannick way out in front right now. He's on top daddy pace right now. Sirs is not far behind him, but as I say that, Yannick has actually got a nose slide. So Cappuccino's actually fought his way all the way up to 2nd place, and he's actually gaining on Sirs pretty rapidly. And Sirs really needs to hold this down, I think, for VSP, because this round's a lot closer. Mike's not made the same mistake as he did. Rizbo's up there as well. Not far behind at all, and those 2 are just waiting for mistakes from the other players, really. Yannick did actually fall even farther behind, but hopefully he can catch up for VSP's sake. Sirs is still holding it down in 1st place, so he's doing a great job. Sanders actually caught up so much time. He's had a really good start to this lap, and he's just going to go flying past everyone. As Sander can, you know, that's just kind of a Sander thing to do. Actually, what was looking like a bad round with Cappuccino making a huge mistake that I didn't catch. Rizbo also made a huge mistake. Salmon just spun off the track. From what was looking terrible for Saul, all of a sudden, it just looks absolutely awful. I mean, there's all 5 all 5 VSP players are in the top 6, with only Mike in 4th place right now, stopping this from being a perfect VSP round. And with only 3 laps left after this one, is that too much? You know, it's probably too much to ask for Saw to catch up. Sander's really looking good right now. Goes a lot of speed through that turn, so he's going to be about a 10th ahead of Sirs, I imagine. Yeah, 1100. So Sander's looking good. Yannick isn't far behind them. He's not made another significant mistake after the nose slide and, you know, clipping the wall a bit. Cappuccino's fallen so far behind now. He's in 8th place. He was fighting up there for the top spot, and Luffy's actually made an even bigger error. So Salmon spun off the track earlier on, but even he's about to overtake Luffy. So really not going according to plan for the French team right now. Meanwhile, Sander, Sirs, Edwards up there this time around. Mike's actually made a mistake, so it looks like Edwards about to overtake Mike into this turn. Oh, he's had to release, so Mike's going to stay ahead for now. But it really doesn't matter. Well, Mike's actually going to hold it down. Third place with a really nice drift there. But like I said, we're going into the last lap, and none of the Saw players are even threatening the top positions. Sand was sick in the qualifier. Sand's just a sick player. I mean, it's not surprising. He's been a top player since the beginning of the game. It's not surprising that when VSP don't have him to play for them, it's going to hurt them. And obviously, having him this time around is a really big, really big boost for that team. It really doesn't look like it's going to happen for Saw, unfortunately, this time around. So, actually, Sirs overtakes Sander, so Sander loses again by 100th of a second. Or no, actually, he won the last one by 100th of a second. But again, it's close between the VSP players at the front. Sander does his second 325 of the game. And Yannick and Edward weren't far behind. Mike in 4th place was the only kind of remotely threatening player for Saw, and that's just not enough. And VSP take a 2-0 lead. This multi-lap is boring to watch. I'm trying my best, guys. Like, everyone's been complaining about it, if I'm honest. And so what result is good for IGN? VSP winning 3-0, but Saw taking some rounds, I guess. It doesn't look like... No. Are we starting, or what's going on? No, I don't think we are. Sanders on the side, yeah, we're just not starting yet, okay. Mike just okay, so we're going to restart the round. It's not my fault. I know it's not my fault. It's just I'm trying my best for you guys to keep it somewhat entertaining, but the multi-lap is really a bit dreary, to be honest. So we are live in the 3rd round. Hopefully for the viewers' sake, VSP can close out the multi-lap. Obviously, so I'll be hoping that they can pull it back. But Sander, what a start in terms of the speed. He just had a bad first turn, but he does Sander things and takes first place anyway. Sirs isn't far behind him again, so those two are at the front. Cappuccino's not far behind them, and this time Cappuccino really shouldn't make a mistake, because he really needs to try and take first place, really. Because right now it looks like Sirs, Sand and Yannick are all on point for VSP, and Saw are going to need to bring in some players that can threaten that, or else it's just not going to happen. And right now, San, Yannick, and Sirs are all fighting at the top for first place, all on very good times so far, going into the 2nd lap. Saw guys are falling behind a bit. They're hoping for mistakes at this point, I would say. Saw don't suck. This is like VSP have really trained for this map. Well, I think Saw will give them a much closer fight on the actual 2 normal tracks. He does Sander things and wins, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Although he has fallen, he's only in 2nd place right now, God forbid. So Yannick is trying his best to keep in front of Sand, and he's doing a decent job of it so far. Him, Sirs and Yannick, well, Sand, Sirs and Yannick are all still at the front. Cappuccino's still up there, and he's actually looks like he's just gotten a lot of speed out of nowhere and just caught all 3 of them, but as I say that, he's had to release gas, and he's going to really need to try and take that first place, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. I think this is just going to be a clean 3-0 for VSP. I'd really try to cast this with more enthusiasm, but this is really dreary. the rest of the Soul players, you know, they're heading up 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th right now. I mean, it's not going to be anywhere near enough to even threaten VSP for a round point. It's not going to happen right now. Shaddy's in 5th place as well. Like, Edward's at the back, but that really doesn't matter. It looks like he's made a massive mistake actually, but that doesn't matter at all. Yannick's is at the front now. He looks like he's had a nice section towards the end of the last lap, and with 2 more laps left, including this one. It looks like VSP are going to take this first map very convincingly, to say the least. No, honestly, Saw really haven't put up much of a fight at all. They haven't even been at the front of the pack ever. Last lap, and I'm just going to call this one as a VSP win, and a VSP win on the map overall. And that will be their first step towards making it out of this group, which has caused them a lot of problems. Really nice middle of the track there from Sander, and Sander looks like he's going to win the race again. So Sander played out of his skin there. He does a 3:24.52. That's ridiculously good time from Sander. 3:24s. That's really nice. And as Saw said, there wasn't too much Saw could do there. 3-0. Saw take a 1-0 lead. And VSP do need the other 2 map wins as well. Let's not forget that, but that's the first step. So the second map is going to be To the Wall, by the looks of it. Oh, it's going to be Brea. Okay, it's going to be Brea then. Never mind. I'm not sure if it's going to be To the Wall or Brea, but I think it's going to be To the Wall. No, Brea, sorry. Because Kimmy did say admin next Brea. So. Oh, okay, your Logix is actually here. So they were waiting for a player, but he's actually here, so it's okay. Oh no, we are going to be playing Brea. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be Brea, then To the Wall. Yeah, okay. So, wait, this is the same... No, it's not. Okay, so we are on Brea now. This will be the final map. No, sorry, what? What the fuck am I on about? This is going to be the second map. To the Wall will be the final map. I'm sorry about that. And yeah, as I've been saying already, VSP need to win 3-0 to have any chance of advancing. So they're up 1-0. They've taken the multi-lap 3-0, which is very convincing in all honesty. It looks like Sanders trained all 3 maps, which is also a big boost for them, but something to note is Cappuccino and Kimmy are both playing here, and both of them were pretty good here last time I looked. But I trained this map a little bit during the week, but I didn't really play it a lot, so I've not seen who's actually really good here, so forgive me, I'm not completely sure. In either case, I imagine 57.7, 57.8 might be quite good, maybe 57.6, occasional 0.5 would be good, you know, good times in match. That's probably what these players are going to be looking to do, especially Sander, as a guy, you know, VSP are looking to be their, you know, VSP are looking for him to be their talisman, so. Logix is having problems, I don't know what he's having right now. I don't know what's going on with him. But in either case, we're going to be doing a couple more warm-ups while we're waiting for Logix, I imagine. Now Dioseb's actually joined, but he's not driving, so I don't think he's actually playing. Or maybe he is, I don't know. I don't think he is though. Well, loads of VSP players are joined now, Shaddy's joined as well, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Sander trained every map, yeah, it looks like it. Kimmy's trained here, the former Furrow 2 player, as you can see in his tag. He's got Furrow 2 Kassandu in his tag. The legendary French team that he used to be the leader of for 4 years ago, 5 years ago, quite a while ago now. Cappuccino's also been good. I'm getting messages like 4v5, I don't know. It's not 4v5, they're just not changed teams yet. Yeah, Dio isn't driving it. I don't think he was. He didn't look like he was going to be. Shaddy joined as well, but he's left already, so. It looks like for VSP we're going to have Sander, Logix, Fakey, Sirs, and Yannick, so. We're still going to have the trio of Sirs, Yannick, and Sander that performed so well on the multi-lap, and maybe they're kind of the trio that VSP are really looking to hold it down for their team, in terms of just consistently being near the front. Meanwhile, Saw are really going to need Cappuccino to step it up for one, because he really didn't have a great multi-lap. I don't know how trained he was there, so I can't comment on whether that was just because he was not trained or he just had a bad time on the multi-lap. But they do have Kimmy in playing now, and Kimmy's been he's been inactive for a long time, but he's still a very good player, and Saw are really going to need him to play well as well if they're going to try and take this map from VSP. If not, they're going to have to take to the wall. They're going to take one of the two, ideally. They'll be hoping it's this one, of course. But who knows? VSP look like they've trained quite a lot. Fakey's done a pretty good time there. I imagine that's going to be quite a good time. Yeah, it looks like. Right, this is PB. Okay, so a lot of night time being called. So 0.6s and 0.7s look like they'll be good times here. That's what I was expecting, I guess. I'm not sure how many more warm-ups we have. We've got one more. One more warm-up, and then we will be getting underway with the second map of this final group stage match between SAW and VSP, which is a crucial match to decide who will advance from the group, involving SAW, VSP, IGN and FSR. IGN are on 6 points, SAW are on 6 points, VSP were on 3 at the start of play, now they're on 4 points. And VSP need 2 more to take themselves up to 6, and then we'll have 3 teams on 6 points. And that should be it. Yeah, so hopefully I've explained that for you guys a bit. Obviously I've not completely got the picture of what's going on, but it looks like we're about to begin. Hopefully we're about to begin, because I hate when we have like 10 warm-ups, it's really annoying. God's sake. Sorry, it's just VS Logix has to restart again by the looks of it. He's still driving, I don't... Sorry, I don't know what we're waiting for, to be honest, but we're still waiting. Logix have been told to restart, but he's still driving, so I'm a bit confused as to what's actually going on. I don't know what's going on. No, yeah, some of the SAW guys don't know either. Like, Logix is driving. He's not got game sound, but then surely he'd just have stopped driving. Oh, Jesus. Don't really know what's going on. Yeah, the SAW guys are getting pretty pissed off as well. This is really just pretty silly, I think. They're telling him to restart his game, but he still keeps driving in these warm-ups. Like, what's going on? Oh, sorry about this, guys. There's a lot of serious miscommunication going on, even though everyone speaks French, which is pretty weird. He's still driving, and I don't really know why. Looks like he's playing without game sound. Well, at least he could have said he was going to play without game sound. Maybe he did then. I wasn't reading it, but... You know... That's how it is. We're going to start after this round, finally. After like 10 warm-ups. And now he's going to restart his game. Oh, okay, sorry. That is just really annoying. Like, that's pretty bad-mannered, to be honest. You shouldn't play out the warm-ups and then go and restart. Like, really? You're just wasting everyone's time. Nice time from Sander. Yes, Sanio. He is Belgian, yeah. I don't know. I'm not excusing. Well, it's just a bit weird that he played out 4 warm-ups then left the server. Like when people were telling him to go and restart his game. So hope he doesn't take too long now, because this is like warm-up number like 10 now at this point. Something, who knows. No, warm-up 7, but still. I was exaggerating a bit, but... He is back. Has he got game sound? I think maybe he does. It's good. Can someone confirm it's good? So I think we're good to go. He needed more warm-ups. Yeah, looks like yeah, that's right. So he's good. We're good to go. Finally. Well, I would say 7 warm-ups is pushing it a bit, you know. Like maybe he's the kind of guy that gets nervous, but 7 warm-ups is taking the mickey a bit, really. You know, it's a bit stupid, but you know. Oh well. We're finally going. So Cappuccino did a good time then. 73.7, yeah, okay, so 0.6s and 0.7s. Yeah, Sanio, maybe that's it, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Either way, second map's underway, we are on Brea. VSP lead 1-0 in the series, and going into this first round, Saw really need to perform at a higher level than they did in that first multi-lap, but Cappuccino's already crashed. Sanders not crashed. Oh, Sanders at the back, and we've got Yannick's at the front right now, and he's made a mistake as well, so right now we have Sirs at the front who was playing well. Sanders actually just caught up loads of time out of nowhere and looks like he's about to take first place in the round. Yep, so Sanders got a lot of speed. Kimmy's actually got a lot of speed out of nowhere as well, so Kimmy needs to try and win this round from Sander for Saw to try and take this, but Sander looks like he's gotten slightly more speed, and he's got a far better line than everyone else, so it looks like he looks good to take this round. It's not been the strongest of rounds, admittedly, like all round. It looks like everyone might be a bit nervous, but it looks like it's going to be a VSP round. Mike and Kimmy are not going to do enough. Sander with a 0.9, and you know the rest of the times are a bit questionable, I guess, but maybe everyone's just a bit nervous. Either way, it's 1-0 to VSP. And Logic has started late. Come on, man. What's he doing? I don't know. Are they going to restart it? No, it looks like they're just going to carry on. Okay. No, they're just sick and tired. Sirs has made a big mistake, and who else has made a big mistake? Was that? I don't know. I think it was in the Soul guys, maybe. Yeah, Toto. Okay. Fakey's at the front. Salmon and Mike not far behind him. So Saw actually having a better show of it finally. I saw finally going to take their first round of the match, maybe. Like, because they've still not won a round this match. They lost 3 on the multi-lap, and they're currently down 1-0 on the second map. But this looks a lot better. Cappuccino's not made the same mistake. Oh, as I say that, he's made a mistake, so forget what I just said. But 3 Saw players at the front, Salmon, Mike, and Kimizo. Sand, Logix, Yannick's, and Fakey are all in the middle of the pack, but... Oh, just Kimmy's looks like he's got some lag. Andy's crashed. Wow. Did he just get some lag? If that's going to cost Saw the round, they're not going to be happy. And it looks like... Wow, it has. Jesus. What just happened? What happens if VSP do 2-1? Can they still be second? No, because they'll only be on 5 points. They'll come out. They'll go out of the tournament. VSP need to win 3-0. I said it a few times, but I guess you weren't here. Yeah, VSP need to win 3-0. So, yeah. So Sabre actually had that round in the bag, really. They had 3 players in the top 3, and then they just all kind of failed. And out of nowhere, VSP really took a round that they shouldn't have done. And VSP have still not actually lost a round. Kimmy and Salmon both make questionable mistakes. Cappuccino's at the front this time around. And Cappuccino's going to have to try and win this round because VSP are pretty much all at the front. Yannick's has made a mistake now, and Logix has made another mistake, and Kimmy's actually gone past him, and so is Salmon, so not the best there, but Cappuccino is actually at the front. Sander's not far behind him. Sander definitely been the best player so far in this match, but doesn't look incredible. I mean, they're both playing pretty well actually right now, both of these two, so Cappuccino needs to win this one. It looks like he will win it, unless Sander gets loads of speed out of nowhere now, okay. But there's 4 VSP players behind him. The times are really not good. Like, honestly, if I gotta be quite honest, these times are a second off the world record, just coming like second and third in the round. I don't know really what's going on in this match, but Saul can't find anything right now. Hopefully the nerves aren't getting to them, because I think they are. I hope not for a 17-0 really. Logix is willing like usual. Yeah, if VSP win 2-1, that would be the case, but right now it doesn't look like Saw even putting up a fight, which is really sad, because they really should be. Either way, maybe they're going to kick themselves up the arses a bit, metaphorically speaking, of course. Kimmy's fallen behind a bit, but he's not actually crashed, so he could still do some damage in the round. Mike's at the front right now for Saw. Yannick's is right behind him, but Cappuccino's up there again. Cappuccino did win last round, although he had 4 VSP players behind him, so maybe he can finally do some damage, and it looks like this round again he's near the front. Mike's actually playing very well right now. He's on a pretty good time. And Mike shouldn't make a mistake. He's not the best of drifts, but I think there's enough to get him over the line in first, and Cappuccino's actually coming right behind him in second. And Saw have done enough, just about, because Salmon and Toto came 9th and 10th, but Mike and Cappuccino winning the round and Kimmy coming 4th was enough. And Saw have finally won a round in this match. It's the first round they've won. They are now only down 3-1 on the map, so they've got 2 more to win to even out the scoreline, to equalise the score, if you will. And yeah, hopefully that'll give them a bit of momentum. But as I say, that Toto's crashed again. He's not having a great time of it at all, to be honest. He's only on 5 points, as you can see. Looks like he's retired a couple of the rounds. Salmon's at the front this time around. He made a mistake last round, so hopefully he doesn't make another stupid mistake. He's released gas a bit, so he's fallen behind a bit, but he's still up there, so hopefully he keeps it together this time round. Serge has had to release so much gas, so he's fallen completely behind. And we actually have 3 Soul players in the top 4 right now. Salmon's actually just been overtaken by 3 VSP players, so very close round. Mike's made a mistake. Yannick's has made a small mistake, but that's not going to put him behind Mike. He's still going to be ahead of Mike, as we can see here. Mike's actually caught him up a little bit though, but Fakey's at the front, regardless. Logix is second behind him, so this will be a VSP round, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so VSP round. I think players are really struggling for consistency right now. I think the nerves are really kicking in. And when does IGN end first? If VSP win 3-0 and Saw take like at least 3 rounds in the match. Right between 3 and 11. Yeah. IGN are pretty much already through now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was going to say, like, as long as VSP, it looks pretty good for IGN already, unless obviously Saw take the last map. But right now, Saw look like they're really struggling to get any kind of traction in the match. Sanders actually had a really good start. He's got the most points so far in the match. He's been consistently driving pretty damn well. Although not to the world-class standard that people know Sander for, but he's still doing his part. He's still winning in terms of individual points. I mean, he's at the front again, but he does have 2 Soul players behind him, so he's really going to have to try and win this round. Whether he can, it's a different story. It looks like he can. He's got a great line there. Sander's really gotten. He's gone over the Ramstein a bit, but it's not enough. Looks like he's going to win the round. Mike's second place, and Kimmy's actually been overtaken by Sirs, and that's going to be enough for VSP to take the round. We've got the checkered flag, like the Barcelona thing going on, you know. Blue red, blue red, blue red, but you know. It's enough for VSP. VSP take a 5-1 lead on Brea, and they're within 2 of actually taking a 2-0 lead in the match. But like I said, VSP, that doesn't matter. They need to, because if they lost on the 3rd map, all of that would be for nothing. They would still be going out of the group, so. VSP need to win 3-0. 2 players have actually made mistakes in the first drift, that's Kimmy and Sirs. Fakey, San, Yannick's Logic has just fallen behind a bit, and Yannick's has just got a bug and hit the pillars, so. Only 2 VSP players now at the front when there was originally 4 as I started talking. Cappuccino's actually just taken 2nd place as well from Fakey. And it was looking good for VSP. It's still looking okay, but Cappuccino's just overtaken Sander. And what was looking like a great start for VSP, it's not looking brilliant. Kimmy and Salman are at the back, admittedly, so unless Cappuccino does take 1st place, this should still be a VSP round, but Cappuccino might be able to take 1st place with a good end, and I think he's going to take it. Is he? No, he's not. Oh, wow, that was close. That was a really great race, but that probably wasn't enough anyway, because Toto and Kimmy came 9th and 10th, so. Can we please, like, yeah, we really shouldn't be talking in the middle of the round. It's a bit rude. Hopefully for us that Sander didn't play versus us. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I guess so, but it's just kind of what happens, isn't it? Just gotta get on with it. Kimmy's made the same mistake as last round, actually. He's pretty much made an identical error, so he's lost a bit of focus, I guess. Logix has made an even bigger mistake. That was a really silly mistake from Logix. But Sander's up there again. He doesn't seem to be crashing a lot. Yannick has just spun off again, as he did last round in a similar position. Cappuccino is again at the front, but as we saw last round, Cappuccino didn't come first because Fakey beat him by 100th of a second, but this time Fakey's nowhere near that. Fakey's actually behind 4 Saw players, so Saw, this looks better for Saw. Cappuccino is in 1st place, but that doesn't matter. As long as he can keep in that top 2 and the rest of the Saw players don't make mistakes for the rest of the round, it looks like this might be a 2nd Saw round. Finally, yeah, this almost surely should be a 2nd Saw round because a lot of the VSP players have made mistakes. This is going to be a 2nd Saw round. The level seems really low, it's not great. I mean, the top time's usually okay. Like 57.7, 57.6, occasional 0.8, you know, they're pretty good times, but the level has not been great so far in this match. That's true. Well, at least on the 2nd map, VSP played really well on the 1st map, so props to them there, but they're going to take the 2nd map, I imagine. They're up 6-2, but, you know. I would say that this is looking good for VSP. Obviously, they're up 6-2. Sander is leading again. Kimmy's also... Well, actually, Kimmy's just taking the lead. That was a really nice turn from Kimmy. Oh, kind of out of nowhere. Although he's going to have to release gas, I think. Has he released gas? I think he might have done. But he's trying to hold 1st place. Sander's just overtaken him, though. And actually quite a few VSP players up there with him. Fakey and Yannick's. Salman is still somewhat up there. He's quite a close fought battle between the top 5 or so players, but it does look like VSP are actually going to close this out on the 2nd map. Sander does a 61. That's a fantastic time from Sander. Really well played from Sander on this map. He's really been the best player for VSP, I guess. And it's going to be 7-2 to VSP. So that's it. Saw played much better against IGN. Yeah, but the level in that match was pretty bad as well. So we're going to the wall. Last map. Sander with a, yeah, that was a 6th time to finish that off, so Sander really played well there. Good job to him. Ooh. So, yeah, as people have been talking about in the chat, VSP wins 7-0, they'll take 2nd. they'll take first. If they win the last map. Yeah, just a win now is enough for VSP to take second in the group and SOAR to go out. And yeah. So it looks likely that IGN are going to take first in the group, I would say. Like, if I was going to call it now, I would say this is probably going to be like 7-2 to VSP maybe. Maybe 7-3, but... Sanders driving well, so maybe it can still be close. But I would say in either case... So either way, I would say that it looks like SOAR are going to go out unless they can really step it up on this map. Because they need to win now. Like, they could have taken enough rounds to, like, advance if they'd taken loads in the previous two. Like, if they'd taken, like, 2 on the multi-lap and 5 on... You know, 5 on the second map, then they would still be able to lose this, like, while still taking a lot of rounds and still advance, but... As is, it's not looking great, that's for sure. They need to win this map now. And yeah, there's not really too much else to that. It looks like, I'm not sure who's going to be playing it, I'm just going to take a bit of a breather. I've been talking for most of this, I'm just going to get a quick drink, guys, if you don't mind. I'll just be a second. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, that's so... We're just gonna wait for it to start, I'm just gonna take a bit of a breather as we're waiting. A bit of juice. It's 2-0 to VSP. VSP won 3-0, 7-2 so far. Oh, Jesus. Sounds like I'm really enjoying the juice. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's Ribena. It's like black currant juice, so it's pretty good, yeah. We're still just waiting for the players to finish warming up, and then we'll be going. Toto's dropping out by the looks of it for Mafix. I don't know how to say that properly. Apparently Toto wants to play as well, but... Hopefully we're not going to have a line... Are we having another fucking... what? Oh, we're having one more warm-up, Jesus. Okay. Warm-up number 5. If I was going to say anything about this match, I would say that there's been way too many warm-ups, like 7 on the first map and now we've gone our 5th now. I mean, I understand if you need to wait for someone, but you can't join the server late and demand like 2 or 3 extra warm-ups. That seems a bit selfish, really. You just need to kind of accept the fact that you're late and the onus is on you to be there on time, I guess. I don't know. Like, no matter what happens in real life, right? Like, if you're late for the match, I mean, there's not. I mean, obviously there are things that can happen in real life that you can't predict. You need to like do something, right? But in either case, if you do turn up late to the match, there's not really. You should be in a position to be able to demand warm-ups. It should be like, hopefully, the other team should be like willing to do that for you. I don't know. That's how I see it, anyway. I mean, VSP were quite nice about it, so it's fine. But VSP could have easily put their foot down and said, "No, we've already played enough." Okay, so we are live with the 3rd map. I'm out of Smarties, so that works out. Sorry, I was just finished doing stuff. So at the front right now we have VSP with Sirs and Edward. Mike and Cappuccino aren't too far behind though. And Cappuccino and Mike have both overtaken Sirs, and well, actually Sirs has got a pretty good line. Pretty good inside lines to forget what I just said. I don't actually know this map, so I don't really know how it plays out, but it looks pretty close so far. Actually, saying that it was looking pretty close, but Sirs and Edward are holding it down right now for VSP. Sander made a mistake at the start, but he's actually caught up a lot of positions, or a fair few positions from other people making mistakes. Is Mike gonna win? No, he's not. Okay. It looks like, yeah, VSP win. Okay. Mike's crashing the first turn. Don't know where. No, my feet. So this is a guy that wasn't here for the first 2, and he's here now. So it looks like he's trained here. He's actually just lagged out. So we're just gonna go ahead and move to someone else. Okay, so he's lagged out. I don't know what happened there. It still looks very good for VSP with Yannick, Sand, and Edward all at the front, but Salmon and who's the other one? Risbo are both looking okay. Edward's just got a lot of speed though. But Sand and Yannick are fighting for first place. Sand's really been the MVP so far for VSP, and it looks like he's just had a great line there. Yannick admittedly didn't have a great one, but it looks like Sand is going to win this round for VSP unless something strange happens in the last few turns. Yep, and Yannick and Edward and Fake are all right behind him, so another comfortable round for VSP, and that's great stuff for them. 1 round, please. Yeah. Tell me about it. We're waiting again for this guy. Oh yeah, obviously you can't do a lot about internet cutouts, but this game's had a lot of issues with DCing and extra warm-ups and people turning up late, I guess. Just standard Chatmania clan matches, I suppose. Luffy's here, I don't know if he's actually dressed, but no, he's not this time. It sounds like that Matty was actually like on that lineup for this, so it would be quite, you know, sorry, I'm just stuffing stuff in here just to like clean up my desk a bit. Yeah, it seems like do they have a replacement, or is he? We're just still waiting. No, we're still waiting. Okay. Yeah, for VSP. Yeah. We're still waiting for people to join, for whatever reason. It's been an interesting one. Have we replaced him? Has he been replaced? No. He's still no 5th Saw player in the game. They're gonna have to replace him. Like, they can't wait much longer. They should get that. Wait 1 minute. This is just. Yeah, well. VSP are being very kind here. Okay, he's back. VSP were very kind there, because, you know, considering the situation that VSP are in, they could have easily just said, you know, we're just going to carry on, you need to put in a replacement, and we're just going to go. Like, a lot of teams probably would have done that by then, but. Yes, you can play. We're live again with the third round. It is currently 2-0 to VSP on the third map, and VSP need to win 7-0 to win the group. If VSP don't win 7-0, then IGN will take the group at this point. And if Saw manage to bring it back and win the map, then Saw will go through in first place. And IGN will go through in second. So IGN are through now. I'm 100% on that. And that's almost certainly the case now. I don't think anything can change that now. Anyway, Sand and Edward at the front right now. Sand has been at the front for most of these rounds during the match, to be honest. It doesn't look like anyone's really on his level in this match. Like, he seems to be the best player in either team. Saw once again having a really, you know, questionable round. It looks like their players are really nervous or just having a lot of issues. And as a result of that, it's going to be Sansers, Edward and Yannex all at the front for VSP. Salmon's up there as well, but he's not really anywhere near threatening the front player, which is Sander. He doesn't have a nice time, or a pretty good time. But if I'm honest, Saw are really not playing well. I really don't think that you can say that they've had a good game at all in this. I don't think VSP have played particularly well either, but they've done enough. Into the next round, and Sirs is actually a really good start. Sander's not the best of starts, but he looks like he's still there. I saw that Brazilian car of his, there he is. He's got some custom skin on that I can't load, so he keeps changing cars for him. Cappuccino's actually at the front this time, so he's not made a mistake. Well, he's actually had a bit of a slowdown there, so just falling behind a lot of players. Mike's up there for Saw. Rizbo's up there for Saw, but Sirs is way out in front right now. He's on a really good time, so hopefully he doesn't choke it and just, you know, crash for his sake. He looks like he's on his PV, actually. Or maybe not. He's taking it a bit easier, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Mike's still in second place, Rizbo's in third place, so I still don't think it's enough for a Saw round. Oh yeah, Rizbo's had a really bad end. Well, he's taken second, but it's not enough. VSP are going to sit around anyway. Matty and Cappuccino are playing really badly right now. I don't know if they've just like given up or what's going on. This is looking pretty bad for Saw, if I'm honest. It looks like Saw are pretty much out. Yeah, IGN will end second at this rate, yeah. Sander once again at the front of the VSP. He's had a good start again. Yannick's is also up there. He's actually made a pretty big mistake on that turn, and Rizbo's made an even bigger mistake, so Rizbo's out of it. Cappuccino's up there. Who was that? Yannick's? No, quite a few VSP players have fallen down. And is this the round that Sora are finally going to win? Maybe, if Sander doesn't... Well, Sander really needs to not make a mistake, and same for Fakey as well. So these two need to not make mistakes, and in fact, it was looking good for Sora, but it's kind of just fallen apart again. Yeah. Actually a big mistake there from Fakey, but that's still not enough. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 7-0 at this rate. It's already 5-0 to VSP, and Sora really just not putting up any fight at all. It's really been a poor match so far from them. All 4 of the top individual scores belong to VSP right now, and that's really not what you want in a 5v5 format. Yeah, there's not really too much to say about this. Sora really not playing very well. Hopefully, for their sake, VSP can have a round where they just have a bad one, but Mike's hit the Ramstein, he's really taken this pretty bad line into that, so really can't moan about that too much. Sand isn't at the front though this time around. Rizbo is at the front, the sole player, but as I say that, he's had an awful turn there, so he's just fallen behind everyone, and now it's just 5 VSP players at the front. Like, I really don't know what's going on with Sora right now, they've just fallen apart. And that's going to be it. I think VSP actually might even take first in this group somehow. They've managed to pull it out of the bag. I mean, they only need to win one more round. Yeah, VSP, that was a very solid round. Everyone with 57s. They're GGing already. Oh, Jesus. Bless you. What's going on here? Yeah, it's 6 over VSP. Yeah, VSP are going to take first in this group. I'm fairly sure now. They should just replace him and finish it. Yeah, just replace him. It's almost certainly going to be 7-0 now. Okay, so we're going to restart the round in a second. Just waiting for it. There we go. Okay, so the round is being restarted. We're not going to wait another 5 minutes. That would be ridiculous. So, you know, we've already restarted for him once, so it'd be silly to restart again. And someone's not even started the round. Who's not even started the round? Mike's. What's going on? Oh, Jesus. Right, okay. We're going to restart again. And now finally, we're going to be live. Oh, Mephisto! Oh, Jesus. What is going on? Okay, so now the original player's back. As we're restarting again. He's back. And now... what's going on? Now we're just playing around without him. Yeah, we are. Okay. Just hope he's disrespectful enough not to talk. Because we're just going to play without him. This round isn't looking too bad for Saul. They've had a decent enough start. Salmon's at the front. As I say that, it's just... yeah. I say that and all the Saul players once again seem to have just had a terrible middle. There's not too much to say about this. It looks like VSP are going to win this 7-0. Unless a lot of their players make mistakes at the end here. Sanders at the front, Yannick's is behind him. And yeah, that's it, I think. Unless one of the VSP players makes a mistake in the end. Have they? No. Okay, GG. VSP take first. That's it. IGN are going to take second and play against Penta. And Saw are actually out, which is pretty silly because they really shouldn't have gone out. But they've just played a really awful match, to be honest. No, yeah, let's just carry on making us feel bad about it, you know. Let's just look forward to the Penta match, Jesus. At least we got out of the group. Good. There's no point moaning about what happened in the past, just move on. And just, you know, happens. Yeah, that's it, GG. VSP take first, and yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream. No, you know, that's it. So GG to VSP. They needed to win 3-0. They won 3-0. That's gonna be the end of the stream. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been VSP and Saw. VSP take first, IGN take second, and Saw are now out of STC. So thanks for watching, guys, and I won't be streaming until after ESWC now. Maybe, or well, I might stream during next week, but just be ESWC practice. Maybe the True Talent Cup as well, but even that I might give a miss, depending on if I want to practice ESWC or not. Yeah, that's about it really. STC will be coming back on my stream after that, after ESWC. IGN will play matches afterwards. Well, a match against Penta afterwards, and then we'll see after that. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next.